Well, originally you asked me why would they lie about the shape of the earth, and my response to that was to hide God. And then I mentioned the Big Bang Theory along with that, and then now we're here and you're asking me this question. So ultimately, they all play together. Yes, there was this depiction of a globe before the Big Bang. What I'm saying doesn't necessarily rely solely on the Big Bang. Really, the point of the heliocentric model is that the sun is the focal point of everything, that everything revolves around the sun. And this is the basic sun worship that's been going on since the dawn of time, back when the pagans were unaliving babies for the demons who are masquerading themselves as gods.
People out here, man, believing in the ball, they're also believing in other fantastical ideas known as the atom. The atom. The atom doesn't exist, bro. The atom? Nonsense. The atom is nothing but the phenomenon in space where equilibrium is being sought, bro. That's all. There's discharge and there's charge. And where that equilibrium is being sought, that's called the atom. It's not a physical property. It's not a piece of matter. It's just a place in space where that phenomenon takes place. You morons. And then the photon. What a photon. What a joke. What a joke. They, themselves, they believe light is a particle, a photon, but also a wave. Two things that, and one of them isn't the other. What? Horrible. It's not what a photon is, man. A photon is the place in space where the electro and the magnetic fields intersect. It's that simple. It's really that simple, man. But no, they got to be all crazy. Call it a photon and a wave, a particle and a wave. Nonsense. Also, electrons don't exist, man. There's no such thing as something that's negative in reality. Like, there's no negative in reality, dude. Negatives don't exist in reality, so electrons don't exist either. Just had to let you know.
Alright, so I've been getting a lot of memes or NASA official photos. There's official photos behind me. Those look like cartoons to me, bud.
This filter has been used over 2 million times. It's crazy. I don't look anything like this, but the filter...
Satan is using NASA to deceive everyone. Watch this. First off, type in flat earth backwards into Google and put .com at the end. See where it takes us. Oh, nasa.gov. Now that's just the tip of the iceberg. Let's dive deeper. So we all know this is how the Bible explains the earth. But according to NASA, it looks something like this. Now I'm about to use the Bible to show you how NASA trolled everyone. So this is from the book of Genesis. This is when Satan deceived Eve to eat the apple. And the Lord God said unto the woman, What is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, The serpent beguiled me. The serpent is Satan. Now what does this word beguiled mean? And in the Hebrew translation of the Bible, beguiled translates to NASA. So NASA means to deceive. Now remember, it was the serpent who beguiled Eve. Take a look at NASA's logo. That red thing is a serpent tongue. Search up serpent on Google. A large snake, a sly or treacherous person, especially one who exploits a position of trust in order to betray it. There is no space. We need to hold NASA accountable. We're giving them $26 billion of our dollars every year for them to sit around and create CGI pictures. It's time something is done about it.
Everyone, nearly every civilization in the past has depicted the earth as flat. Greek, Navajo, Babylonian, Meso-Japanese, Persian, Viking, Indian, Mayan, Incan, Hebrew, Australian, Chinese, Celtic, Shumish, Slavic, African, Sumerian, Masonic, Islamic, Roman and Egyptians have all depicted the earth as flat and non-rotating, with local luminaries, the sun and moon. Polaris has stayed in the same spot all this time. Polaris never moves. That's why they blew the Georgia Guidestones up. Polaris has sat in this. There's a hole in the Georgia Guidestones where you could look through it and see Polaris. And for over 40 years, when the Georgia Guidestones were sitting there, you could look through this hole and see Polaris at all times of the day, and it never moved. The only ones in recent history that have depicted this has been NASA and people and the other governments of the NATO treaty. Why do you think it's the Antarctic Treaty? You guys can't think that they're just trying to protect the penguins. What? I'm gonna need to see some critical thinking from everyone. Curvature has literally never been seen by anybody with a camera and by anybody's naked eye. No curvature has ever been seen. The only time you ever see curvature is from NASA and their CGI and all their CGI photos they put out. They're all stitched together. They're all stitched together, and they're admittedly stitched together.
I've always kind of wondered why people get so angry when we talk about flat earth. We only believe these things because we were indoctrinated to. This is where you need to start at the source. Where did NASA stem from? I know Disney had a lot to do with it. Freemasons. The people that rule the world are definitely in support of this, because without this theory, it proves God exists. The proof of God is all around us, the Creator. That is the proof that I have. And I don't care how stupid I look, because I feel like believing in these things that I'm about to show you makes me look a lot more ignorant. I do not have faith in man, and I do not have faith in the people that run this country and that push propaganda and that have contributed to the indoctrination of our entire country. These people stated not too long ago that they actually destroyed the technology to go to the moon. And how convenient that Russia and China and everybody's jumping to go to outer space right now. Did you know they not only destroyed the technology, but they also destroyed the original video footage? Unfortunately, the original video footage was erased. But no worries, they restored it. We're talking about a program solely designed to find life outside Earth. Could you imagine if that kind of money was put towards feeding people, towards our veterans, towards, I don't know, securing our schools like we do our airports and our banks? Maybe life would be a little bit different if they gave this money to the people instead of searching for aliens. The same people that stated in 1963 they radioed images of outer space to the space station before plummeting down to their death. Okay. Then next we're going to ignore every time Buzz Aldrin acts a little crazy anytime space is mentioned. Now this might not prove flat earth, but it definitely proves that they shouldn't be trusted. And that's just how I feel. Sorry.
Wait. Do you really think flat earthers believe that we're out on a disc in space? Well, if you didn't know, flat earthers don't believe in an edge. So nobody's going to be surfing off or getting on a boat and falling off the edge or finding the edge of the earth anytime soon. And if you've been misled, because I know there's a lot of people out there to believe that we think there's an edge to the level plane that we live on. No, dude, there's a shoreline. It's called Antarctica. And here are just a couple pictures. Where are all the pictures of the shoreline or the edge, bro? Yes, this is the farthest we can go out until they start to turn people back around or start to shoot them. But you may think I'm playing. I'm being dead serious. No independent exploration is allowed beyond the black circle, the 60th south latitude. You go past this line, you may die. In reality, Antarctica is not a continent on the bottom side of a ball. It's an ice wall surrounding us 360 degrees on the level earth that we live on, containing all of the ocean water. You really think 352 quadrillion gallons while sticking to an oblate spheroid. Not to mention, it's spinning. Like seriously guys, no container, no level water, constantly curving. No one in history though believed the earth was flat. You know, now that I think about it, sea level is a great description, an overall description of the earth that we live on. Sea level, because all the seas are at the same level. You really think sea level makes sense on a constant curving ball?
All right, here we are talking about the SpaceX Starship blowing up this week, and that brings up the discussion. Is the Earth a round spinning ball, or is it flat? Now, it seems pretty ludicrous that someone would actually believe the Earth is flat. People that believe in a flat Earth get made fun of, they get ridiculed, they lose their friendships. And so why would it be plausible to even think about such things? And it's interesting because those of you that believe that the Earth is a round spinning ball, you do so. You believe that because you see the pictures from NASA. Even the SpaceX Starship that blew up this week. In that 2 to 3 minute flight, you saw a picture of the Earth from the spaceship that showed the Earth as a round ball. So here's what's interesting. So that whole concept of the Earth being a round spinning ball developed in 500 BC from Pythagoras. He was a scientist. Also, didn't catch on. Took 2,000 years before Copernicus and Newton came along in the 1500s, and they said the Earth is a round spinning ball. And Copernicus actually said, we're going to put the sun at the center of the universe, not the Earth. And so the whole theory of a round spinning ball Earth developed because of 3 guys. Pythagoras, Newton, Copernicus. All 3 of those guys were scientists, but they also were followers of Jewish mysticism, the Kabbalah. And so if you believe in the round spinning ball Earth, you believe that because of the Kabbalah, because of those three guys who were scientists, but also followers of the Jewish mysticism, as is Donald Trump. So keep that in mind. And so anyway, the flat Earth was believed for centuries. It was still believed in the public schools in Russia until the 1900s. And so here's what's interesting. If you go out and do your research, okay, do some facts. Look for facts. So what happens is this. You go out to nature and you use mathematical formulas. So I started off college as an astronomy major. I took Calculus 1, Calculus 2, Calculus 3. I have 2 master's degrees. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I can figure my way around a math problem. And so here's what you do. If the Earth really is a round spinning ball, you believe the pictures, right? You tell me that the Earth is round and spinning because you believe the pictures. If that's true, then we have formulas. We have the radius, which they tell us it's 4,000 miles to the center of the Earth. So based upon the radius, based upon the elevation, based upon distance, we can determine whether the mountains, the buildings, and the ships on the ocean should go away from us and go below the curvature, or whether we should see them as they are. Here's what's interesting. I spent $1,000 on a Nikon P1000 camera. Got a nice camera bag from a friend of mine. And I can go out into nature and I can prove to you that Mount Hood can be seen from 100 miles away in all of its glory, which proves the Earth is not a round spinning ball. Yeah, I can see lighthouses from 10, 20, 30 miles away, which proves the Earth is not a round spinning ball. When ships look like they go above, below the horizon on the sea, I get my Nikon P1000 camera out and I can bring that ship back into view. Done it many times. And so I would challenge you today. There's a reason for the deception. We'll talk about that more, but do some research. Thanks.